It is a clinical aspect of my practice.
And in this case, the 44 hours, that's the clinical aspect of this evaluation, right?
I'm not sure what you mean by the clinical aspect.
Well, a clinical interview, as you know what a clinical interview is, right?
Of course I know what a clinical
All
interview
right,
is.
then we seem to be having problems with it.
Oh my
With
God,
regard
this
to a
bitch is
clinical
laughing
interview,
at.
man, isn't that a situation where you sit across from an individual and you talk to them about the issue that is at hand? Isn't that true?
You interview them, you ask questions, you do an assessment.
So when you are interviewing, you're not talking then, right?
Mr. Martinez,
Yes or no? My question is, are you talking yes or no?
Slap
Mr.
that
Martinez, are you
bitch.
angry at me?
Ma'am, is that relevant to you? Is that important to you?
Ladies and gentlemen, please refrain from laughing in the courtroom.
Is that important to you whether or not the prosecutor is angry to you with regard to your evaluation? Does that make any difference to your evaluation whether or not the prosecutor is angry? Yes or no?
It makes a difference to me the way I'm spoken to, and I would like you to speak to me the way I speak to you.
Ma'am, is it true that just because the prosecutor is angry at you, is that going to make you change your answer with regard to whether or not this is a battering situation?
No, certainly not.
The fact that the prosecutor may or may not, or you may perceive him as being angry, that really has nothing to do with your evaluation, does it?
No, but it certainly is.
Yes or no? Does it have anything to do with your evaluation? And judge say yes or
She's
no?
looking at the defense. Oh my
She's trying
God.
to answer the question. Some of these questions cannot be answered by yes or no.
Ms. Delilah, can you
Slap
answer
that
that question,
bitch,
yes or
too.
no?
I'm not sure at this point what the question is, because when someone is approaching in that way, it's very hard to listen.
Right. Restate your question.
Just because somebody has a demeanor that you perceive to be angry,
You know the defense
is
paid
that
her to
going
lie.
sway your opinion as to what you think in this case?
No, it isn't.
Is it going to change anything about your evaluation based on the way the questions are asked?
No.
So in this case, when we're talking about the interview, the clinical interview, what we're talking about you doing is speaking to the defendant across the table about the issues in this case, right?
Yes.
And that's the interview, speaking with each other. You spent 44 hours, right?
Yes.
The other thing that you indicated to us was that, well, you looked at a lot of other collateral items, right?
Yes.
You looked at journals, is what you indicated, right?
One of the things I looked at.
Sure, and you indicated that you looked at writings of interviews with other people, right?
That I looked at.
Interviews that were done by somebody else.
Yes. Yes.
You looked at text messages, right?
Yes.
Instant messages, right?
Yes.
Emails, right?
Yes.
And that's how your evaluation was in this particular case, right?
That is correct.
You
I
did
can't
not,
stand her.
other
She's
than
a
talking
man
to the
hater.
defendant,
Look at
you
her.
did not talk to anybody yourself, right?
That is correct.
So you were left, if you will, in terms of the materials that you...
I want to see if Jodi laughs and the rest of them when she gets that needle in her
You were
arm.
sort of left to just read what somebody else had written about an interview with a collateral source, right?